Hi everyone, it's Holly from City to Farm, and a few of you guys have been asking for an update, so here it is. So for those of you guys who watched the first update video, you probably know that this is my driveway. It's pretty long. It means we get a good amount of privacy from the road. And we do share the driveway with a neighbor. We're the one to the right. Their house is way up in the corner, so we really only see them driving by a couple times. Between our house and the main road is a little access road that NID, or Nevada County Irrigation District, uses to maintain their water lines, which is right here. First update I want to show you is right down this little road here. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the creek. So what this is our backdrop for our shooting range. Anything that might ricochet first hits those logs, and then if it has a problem, it can hit those logs over there too. A lot of it goes straight back into the hill. It is a bit of a U shape, so anything that gets bounced off generally goes and hits a hill. It's about 50 yards distance from that end over there, so we can do some decent shooting here. And it's really nice to not have to drive like 30 minutes away to go to a range or an outdoor place. So right here was the road we were just on. We're gonna head back up the driveway and take a look at what else is going on up there. Alright, so what we have over to the left is our neighbor's driveway. In the middle, our driveway up to our house. And right here is an unfinished road my dad has been working on for something really awesome. So this new road that we put in is going to be an access road up to our new shop. It's a pile of some logs, some stumps, an old Christmas tree, and there is the to burn pile. You can see it's all flattened out right here. And this took a long time to come together. It's going to be about a 30 by 40 foot shop. It's going to be pushed back up towards the back of this hill. And up where I'm standing right now, where you saw the trees, is going to be a nice turnaround for trucks and trailers. But overall, it's going to help a lot. We won't have as much stuff crammed in the garage. Tools and storage can be, kept separately. It'll be really nice. Here's another look at it from one of the corners. You can see we had to dig into the hillside, build a little bit of a wall with those rocks. Wood pile over there, and this is the chicken run up top. One of the biggest things that we have done this year as far as progression is we have this huge chicken coop. I don't know if it was in the last update video, but we put this up pretty soon after we moved here. Now it's filled with chickens, ducks, and a turkey. We have this awesome electrical line that is not on right now. 3 stages. We do have bears in the area, so that's why we have such a heavy-duty line. There's also really thick netting, and then there's also netting over the top 5 feet in. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, and then it stops towards the center because it would have been ridiculous. But that keeps bobcats and stuff from jumping in. We still do get hawks, but they haven't taken anything. They just get caught up in here, and then we have to catch them with a net and take them out, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but they don't take anyone. They get so freaked out. We got a lot of wood this season because of the area we cut down to make room for the shop. It'll all be seasoned by next winter, and we won't have to worry about wood for a while. Anyways, back to the animals. So they do have that large electric run out there. I have a video on that if you'd like to see it. I'll post a link to all the videos and other update things that you might want to see. The electric netting run, not this one, but there is actual netting over on the other side. That is out of service right now, mainly because we had a predator attack last week. We still don't want them out there. Problem was the dogs got a hold of a deer smell that attracted predators, and then we thought it was safe to let our girls out about 2 weeks later maybe. We were wrong. Something came in, killed 6 of our ducks. 5 of them were hens that brought down our number to, well, needless to say, we're not getting very many duck eggs anymore. We're just gonna wait till that cools down out there. In the meantime, I've reseeded the whole pasture, and they should be good to go in about, I want to say 3 weeks now. Another improvement that we've made is over here, our gate. We have a gate by our side gate because this gate now is automatic. Let me see if I can get the dogs to sit and stay so I can open it for you. Alright, I got the dogs in a downstay. Basically, we all have these remotes in our car. It's a Mighty Mule gate opener. You just click the button, and it's solar paneled, so I don't have to worry about plugging this up or power or anything. It opens slowly, but it's a lot better than when you have to get out at 10 o'clock at night and it's dark and we have coyotes and bears and mountain lions and all kinds of things that you really wouldn't want, like when you're blinded with headlights, to come running at you. That's one huge improvement. I mean, it looks really small and like it doesn't matter, but it's made a big difference, honestly, day to day. So the greenhouse is also a mess, but hey, what are you gonna do? So these are our plants right here. They were originally started on a heat mat, but now they're up against this wall, so they get as much sun exposure as possible. So that's so they don't get long and lanky and icky. I have started leeks, onions. Well, I'll post a list to what I've made. It's all the way up to the 6 weeks on the chart I'm about to show you. And this down here, planted some ginger plants, hoping they're going to come up. Those are our mealworm bins, where we grow mealworms for our chickens. You can see it's cold right now, so they're not doing too much, but in the greenhouse it's a lot warmer than out there. They do a lot better in here. Over here is our heating mat station. There's a heat mat right underneath here. You can kind of see it, the black thing. I'll put a piece of plywood to extend out the railing. And then we have our seeds that are germinating. We try and keep things nice and moist. We found that it is the key to how well things germinate in here. That was just planted the other day, so nothing's going to come up, but this was planted a couple weeks ago. There's some tomato plants in the back. Not everything in here is sprouted yet, so we're going to wait on lifting that cover and moving them. Another thing that's really important is this thermostat. Now it is really warm in the greenhouse, so it is not heated. Alright, now back at the chicken run. Out here is their electric netting run. You can see the netting back over there. It extends all the way past the creek, down the other side, and up and around. Kind of near where all that junk is up there. Comes around here, sweeps back around. This is the netting. It's a Premier One Supplies, I believe, is where I got this. And usually we'd be using this, except for the predator problem. But I have reseeded this pasture. You can kind of see. Those are just old soap plants coming up. Let's see if I can find some of the greens over here. It rained the last few days, so I figured it was a good time to plant some things. I mean, obviously, it's winter, so these aren't going to come up very quickly. But you can see that there are things growing back. Slowly, but surely. So, a lot of good food supply coming back for our birds. In California, winter is when the greens pop up. Alright, up on the other side of this run is our garden. Also a mess. I mean, it's winter, what are you going to do? Our garden shed, potting shed, is behind that. It's an open thing. We keep a lot of our tools in there. And then up here is the garden, which I have some really big plans for. For all of our beds, we've sheet mulched them all, threw compost down, well, not compost, old chicken manure. Threw down some old cardboard, which is, some of it flew off the pathways. Threw down some old cardboard, then some more shredded wood chips on top. This. Also what we used in our compost. But we're really just trying to prepare the beds for spring. Get ready for all those plants that are coming out, because they're coming soon. Another thing that looks like a mess is these brand new beds we put in. That back one's level, but we'll be moving these other two to bring dirt in. We also started a hugelkultur back there. I believe it'd be considered a hugelkultur, even though it's in a bed. It should help us by reducing the cost of the dirt we're going to fill it with, because, to be honest, garden soil is kind of expensive sometimes. Up here, the strawberries and the asparagus are doing well. Let me go up and show you, like, a little more closer and personal. So because it is winter, the strawberries have died back a little bit. Don't worry about the center there on that other half. We didn't plant any strawberries in the middle. We're hoping the runners will go in. But we have just fertilized these, and it's almost time for them to start producing. Now, we all know the first thing that comes up in a garden, if you have it, is asparagus. Unfortunately, the asparagus came up, and we had a frost. So they're a little limp, but they're around. We're going to let the first few stalks grow up, and then we'll cut off any subsequent ones, and that'll be our plan for harvesting this year. Got another bed of them back over there too. And out in this pasture right here, well, not a pasture, but open space, what we're going to be doing is planting an entire field of wildflowers. So we're going to take out a few of these brushes back here. I think it's coyote brush, and we also have some lavender plants and stuff. We're not going to cut out the lavender because those are good for pollinators, but we will be taking out a few of these bushes and just going straight for, some of them are going to be natives, others are just going to be really beneficial to pollinators and bugs, and we're hoping the deer aren't going to destroy it. We also have a compost pile cooking, not really much to see, but it's been here all winter. Gonna post another video on that, but like again with what I've teased with all these other videos, they're kind of in parts and I want you to be able to see the whole thing through, not just post something when it happens. So that'll be another video. And of course, all the way at the top of our hill is our water storage systems. 8 tanks, about 250 gallons each, or sorry, 275. I think that one might be 300. We pump water up from the creek during winter, fill them, then during our California summer droughts, we water our garden beds with them. Under Californian riparian rights, we are allowed to take water from creeks and streams as long as they are on our property, and there is a legal amount allowed, and I've made sure this is like well underneath it, so we're fine. So what are my goals this season? Well, I honestly did a lot of planting in the garden, so I'm hoping to get everything that I planned to plant out. I'll do a video on how I plan to do that. I'll give you a little sneak peek now though. It's really just our garden plan for the year. Hopefully it'll all get done. That's my biggest challenge this year, starting everything on time, because I haven't always been known to do that. I have another bed to make. It's an 8 foot by 4 foot, about a foot tall. And then I'll be planting out some watermelons and other things like that out here. But I think the season it's really going to pick up is the day of the last frost. Supposed to be, I think, April 10th this year. That's what they're telling me anyways. That's the average for our area, and that's when I'm going to be really busy. That and 2 weeks after the last frost, because a lot of our hot crops move from the greenhouse out, and I'm going to definitely need my family's help for that. Another thing I want to do is try and keep the weeds down this year and keep the pests down. So we have bought a lot of seeds for beneficial insects and stuff to plant throughout the garden. A lot of companion cropping we're planning on doing. A lot of companion cropping we're planning on doing this year. Hopefully just, God, I hate aphids. They're awful. That's what we're hoping to accomplish. Pests down, less fertilizer, less, we haven't used any pesticides or herbicides yet, but if it comes to it, I might have to use insecticidal soap on those dang aphids, because those things are a pain. There's not really a lot going on during winter. But hopefully I'll do another one in spring and maybe another one in summer, so stay tuned until then. Thanks for watching. Any videos that I mentioned you want to check out, you can either go to my channel or I'll post a lot of the links down below in the description, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thanks!